The Nepo babies are out here giving out all the tea about the state of our political climate right now and how Erika Kirk, Charlie Kirk's wife, allegedly set him up and knew everything was going to happen the way it happened. Let's talk about it. Welcome back, YouTube. And for those who do not know me, hello. My name is Noah, and on this channel, we talk about death, true crimes, haunted people, places, and things, spiritual reparations, and how you can fuck around and find out. If you're not subscribed, subscribe now, bestie. Make sure your notification bell is on. And if you're not following me over on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook, make sure you follow me there too. So on today's episode, it's a little different than usual. And that's because I usually don't tweedle over into politics. But all of us kind of see what happened a couple of days ago and how Trump appointed a very underqualified Erika Kirk into a very important position, which we all seen this coming. We seen it, and I really don't watch Candace Owens. I used to have a very great disdain for that lady, only because of how she used to. And probably still, I don't watch her, still talks about the African American / Black communities. And, but I can say that I do know people that watch her, and sister has been out here dropping gems. One of the people that watches her is very close to me, and she is just on it about her boy Charlie. I mean, some people even allege that like they were in love or whatever. I never really got that from the little clips that I watched. I never got that from them too. I just think that they were really good friends and she's trying to vindicate her friend. But this is not about Erika Kirk. This is about a Nepo baby that is viral over on TikTok. He is known for making downfall videos. What do you mean by downfall videos? Well, I'm going to explain it. Okay, I'm going to put a video in it to explain it, but his name is Marco and he is very interesting. Like I said, he is a Nepo baby and he is spilling all the tea about how everything works and how Erika Kirk and a few billionaires, the administration is peons. Okay? It's not about the admin of this country. It goes further than that. And he's going to break it down in this video. I'll be back to speak Japanese. First video that I'm going to put in, though, is explaining who Marcos is. Just listen.
I just found Be Better on LinkedIn, the guy who makes all the downfall videos of different celebrities, who literally gained 600,000 followers on TikTok in just 3 months. So let's see who he really is. His real name is Marco Bitsakakis, and he got his undergrad at Wilfrid Laurier University, which is ranked 29th in Canada. In every video, he says,
I was the youngest person in Canada to ever graduate with an MBA.
And it's probably true because he got his MBA right after undergrad at age 23. Most people get their MBA at age 28 when they have 5 years of work experience. Anyways, during university, he worked at Shopify as a marketing specialist and then at another company. Then, in 2022, he started his honey business, Be Better, where he sells these herbal honey for $80 a jar. This is how he learned about building a business and why he started criticizing celebrity brands online. Currently, Be Better works at this company called Airboss of America as a market research manager. Airboss of America manufactures rubber products in Ontario, Canada. Also, coincidentally, Be Better's father, Chris Bitsakakis, happens to be the president and CEO of Airboss of America, the same company that he works at. And him and his family looks like they're doing pretty good. From this video, we can learn that Be Better has a strong business background and real-life work experiences, which makes him very good at yapping and breaking down complex cases like celebrity beauty brands. Also, Be Better, if you're watching this video, I love your content and I would actually love to have you as a guest on my podcast and interview you. For reference, I'm also based in Toronto. I go to business school. I love marketing. So I feel like we have so much to talk about. That's it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and which influencer I should do in the next video.
Okay, so we know who this young man is. Very young, very educated, first person in Canada, youngest person in Canada to get an MBA, I believe. But we see that he is quite literally a Nepo baby, right? His dad is a successful CEO, and he grew up privileged. He grew up around billionaires. hmm So I'm going to put in the clip that I was tagged in, shout out to y'all over on TikTok, of him spilling the beans. And y'all tell me what y'all think.
So, about a year ago, I was brutally canceled off the internet for having a billionaire father as well as political connections. But tonight, I'm going to use that privilege to expose what really happened with Erika Kirk. Because once you understand how these elite circles actually operate, the entire mystery around her becomes incredibly obvious. So, take a seat, grab a bag of popcorn, because I might get deleted for posting this. So, in order to fully understand what happened with this crazy bitch, you need to understand the fundamentals of politics themselves. So, politics operate very much like a social club with a social hierarchy. So, at the very top, there are the billionaires who write nine-figure checks to the puppet class, also known as politicians, who in return give the billionaire class undying loyalty on the issues that matter to them most. Now, the most important thing for you to drill in your fucking head to really understand this story is that you may look at a President Obama, for example, and think that he is at the top of the social pyramid. That is absolutely not true. When there are these private dinner meetings with billionaires and with past presidents or potential future presidents or even a current president, they're at the very bottom of the fucking barrel. If you were to compare it to a social hierarchy in a high school, for example, the billionaire is the superintendent of the entire school board. And a President Obama, for example, is like the president of student council. He actually has no power over the school whatsoever. It's completely performative. Every single time you've ever voted, you are really voting for someone that was handpicked for you by a billionaire who doesn't want to run themselves because they are busy ruining the planet. And honestly, being a politician is seen, as I said, in these social circles, at these dinner parties, as a very lowly job. So in summary, every single person who has made it to the level of a vice president or a president is nothing but a billionaire's bitch. So then this brings us to the fundamentals needed to understand the story of Charlie and Erika Kirk. So in 2018, a former pageant queen, Miss Arizona, Miss Erika Franzfey, stumbled into the brand new Turning Point USA office in Phoenix, Arizona. While she was there, she very quickly bumped into Charlie Kirk, who then flew her to New York City for her job interview at a burger joint, a restaurant called Bill's Burgers. At which point during the job interview, Charlie Kirk said, "Forget the interview, forget the job. I actually think I'm going to date you," because that's super professional, but that's what happened. Erika completely jumped at the chance to date Charlie because he was already anointed by the billionaire class that funded and controlled Turning Point USA as the person that was going to be the next president of the United States. This was not something that was a secret. This was not something that was implicit. This was something that was explicit in several conversations. Everybody knew that Charlie Kirk one day would run to be president, and it was a running comment, a running joke that Erika Kirk would one day be the first lady. This was her life goal, and this was the plan, and the only reason in 2021 she married Charlie Kirk. She did not marry Charlie, she married the trajectory of the presidency and proximity to power, which is what she always wanted. Erika Kirk was never a stay-at-home wife. She was the operator. She hosted the donor dinners, she schmoozed the billionaires, she sealed the checks, and she ran all of the events. This is documented. Charlie was nothing but the face. He was the schmuck, the puppet that went to university to embarrass college kids, to then clip them on social media and raise money for his political campaign disguised as a charity. That's all it ever was. And Erika was the one that upkept and fostered the relationships with the billionaire class. The agreement for them was very simple. Do what you're told, ride the youth wave to the White House, and then become president and first lady of the United States. But things didn't go quite according to plan, because somewhere along the line, Charlie Kirk grew the tiniest little piece of a spine. So in 2024, Charlie began defecting on some issues that were very important to the billionaires that owned him, specifically issues regarding foreign policy. The donors began to panic that their puppet was defecting on the only issue that actually matters to them, so they attempted to appeal to him through the only lever of control they had left, which was his wife. Erika then began pestering Charlie every single night, which put immense strain on their marriage. Support the war, do what you're told, you're ruining everything that we built together, and it actually got to the point where this is documented that a priest had to be called to pray over their collapsing marriage, which I believe detonated the night of September 9th, the night before Charlie was murdered. Erika herself admitted on national television that at 2:30 in the morning, she urged Charlie to sleep alone in their daughter's room so he could rest better before Utah. In the morning, Charlie grabbed his ring and his necklace from the bathroom and left for this huge, very important event without saying goodbye to his wife. It's been reported that shortly before his assassination, he messaged one of his friends saying, "It feels like it's over." A lot of people interpreted this as him talking about his life, but I think it's very obvious he was talking about his marriage. I think the night of September 9th, there was a fight, and Charlie and Erika decided that they would be getting a divorce. Now, I believe the only explanation that makes any sense is around the same time of Charlie messaging his friends that it's over in reference to his marriage. Erika also messaged the donors saying it's over, not only in reference to her marriage to Charlie, but in reference to all hope being lost that he would ever come back to their side politically, because he literally texted other people that he would be leaving the Israel cause. Now, from the donor's perspective, the looming divorce between Charlie and Erika not only could represent the end of Turning Point USA from an optics perspective, would be absolutely catastrophic, but also represents the fact that the very last string on their puppet, which was Erika, is gone. So they had no choice but to do what the mob does when you don't listen to them after you take their money, which is to get rid of you. And we all know what happened next. Conveniently, a 22-year-old from 142 yards away with the best shot in the entire world got rid of Charlie just in time to save Turning Point USA and anoint the new CEO, which is, of course, Erika Kirk. Just in time, right before Charlie was able to announce the divorce or the fact that he was leaving the cause. Nobody in the history of political assassinations has ever acted as bizarre as Erika Kirk. And I think that thing we're all registering as inauthenticity is actually guilt. Not only did Erika Kirk immediately accept the lone gunman narrative that doesn't make any sense for a multitude of reasons, she actually scolded the public for demanding answers and for being skeptical. The only reason she's not demanding answers is because she knows exactly who did it and why. Within 72 hours of the assassination, the domain Vance Kirk 2028 was purchased. Erika immediately sprints to take the throne of her dead husband by becoming CEO of Turning Point USA, and publicly forgives the shooter on camera before we can even actually establish if he really was the killer or if he acted alone. Bullshit, and if you believe that, you are a fucking idiot. And just this week, the orange puppet appointed her to sit on the exact same seat on the US Air Force Academy board that Charlie once had, advising on foreign policy. The very foreign policy that created the emotional turbulence in her marriage with Charlie, leading to a divorce, and also the same foreign policy that ultimately got him killed. 2028 is already written. You can expect to see her name on the VP shortlist. There is a reason they are marketing her as the widow that overcame tragedy, and Erika is finally getting what she married for all along. I have never been so scared in my entire life because the information I am about to expose right now is going to completely ruin Erika Kirk's entire story. I can't even believe I'm filming this. So I got an email today from someone that works at Aloe. I'm going to, of course, keep their identity anonymous. This person emailed me, and I'll put it on the screen, that they work at Aloe, and they looked up Erika's account. And it appeared that she had spent over $1,000 buying Aloe clothing the day after Charlie was... I can't remember everything she bought, but it was all black clothing. Obviously, it's not that important, but I personally found it super sketchy. I also don't know. And then she says something about where Erika lives. I'm not going to include that. You can see it clear as day on the receipt, which I will show you guys for transparency, that Erika Francevey, her maiden name, purchased $1,043.30 worth of clothing on September 11th, 2025 at 11:10 a.m. Guys, put this into perspective. I'm looking it up here. Charlie Kirk was announced to be at 4 p.m. on September 10th. Not even 24 hours later, Erika went home, woke up in the morning, and bought an Aloe tracksuit. I don't even know what's more egregious to me. The fact that she went on a shopping spree not even 24 hours after her husband was publicly assassinated, or the fact that she shops at Aloe, because let's be honest, their clothing is extremely, extremely overpriced for really, really cheap material. I hate Aloe. And the reason this doesn't make any sense is because, like I was saying before, if she was buying like a black sweater, like all of Aloe's clothing like has a fat ass ugly Aloe logo on it, and it's gym clothes. It's gym clothes. You're not going to wear gym clothes to the wake, which leads me to believe it had nothing to do with any. She just wanted to go on a shopping spree. It's giving Gone Girl. Like, please tell me I'm not crazy, and like this is not the most insane thing you've ever heard. And if you don't believe me that this is true, the third screenshot I have, it has her mailing address on it, and it has her email and her information, which I have verified. It is her. So do not make me release that, because I'm not going to leak someone's address. I don't care who they are. I'm not doing that. But like, the facts are the facts. She went on a shopping spree. Guys, literally, think about it. Before the body was even cold, she woke up in the morning, went online, and bought this cheap-ass clothing and got it shipped to her house. And I'm really not trying to be overdramatic here, but I think this is one of the most significant pieces of information we have uncovered so far, because it's so telling of who she is. For those of you that have suffered a loss, for example, even if you suffer the loss of somebody who is maybe a grandparent, someone that's older, who you knew was getting sick, when you find out that they're gone forever, you are catatonically depressed. You cannot get out of bed for days. You're in a state of shock, even when it's not shocking, even if you knew the person was sick for years. And then for those of you listening to this who maybe have experienced a very sudden loss, maybe someone wasn't assassinated, but maybe it was a car accident, maybe it was something of that nature where you had absolutely no idea something like this would happen. You're shocked. You're shocked. You won't be able to go to bed. You think you're in a nightmare. The husband was publicly assassinated, and you went on a shopping spree to Aloe, of all places. But to anywhere, but to Aloe? To buy gym clothes? To buy like a yoga mom outfit? Please tell me I'm not crazy. Please. Somebody please tell me I'm not crazy, because this is actually so fucking insane and I won't be able to sleep tonight. And for any of you fucking idiots that want to come on here and say, well, maybe she was shopping because she needed clothes for the funeral. Even if she was buying an appropriate funeral outfit, like a black coat and a black skirt, for example, it would still be absurd to buy that. Not even 24 hours, the morning after this happened. Because you would have been shocked. To buy an outfit for the funeral means you would have accepted this as reality. That is not how shock works. That is not how grief works for a normal person. And even if you want to bullshit me with that, no one's wearing leggings and a sports bra to their husband's funeral.
Child. I know Candace Owens is somewhere flipping that stiff ass goddamn bob, because this is everything that she said. This is everything that she said. And we all knew it, but to hear someone who is so closely associated with the higher ups say it, I know his daddy is pissed. I feel like it's very noble and brave of him, because billionaires quite literally run this country and all the other ones. I'm glad that he took the time to break down what exactly or how exactly the hierarchy goes. And that the president and the administration are just billionaires flunkies, because that's what it's giving. That's how Elon Musk was able to bring his ass all the way from South Africa and do what he did over here during the last campaign, during the last election. Because ain't no way. He doesn't even go here. Like, are, be fucking for real. Are we for real? It's not a conspiracy theory anymore, guys. A lot of the things that we are experiencing used to sound crazy whenever we would say it. And I actually feel vindicated because I already knew that, the president really isn't. What is he doing? What do they do for real, for real? Last great president was Obama, and even we have some, complaints. Nobody's perfect, of course, but I just feel like this is something that has been long overdue. And I know that he's going to get a lot of backlash on the back end. I hope that he stays safe because this is top secret information. Now, mind you, Candace Owens did reveal some of this. And if y'all want me to make a video, I can. I mean, I literally only run into her content once in a while, but my sister did tell me some of the things that she was saying. And I was like, I may just have to go over there because it sounds like a conspiracy theory. Remember what I told you, things are going to start being revealed. This war, I can't say it, this WAR, right, is a distraction from something else. And they threw that AI shit in there so that something else seems so unreal that we question it. Or things that are on the back end politically, we're not paying attention to that because we're too busy worried about the WAR. Okay? There's no way that this woman who was just about to flip burgers back in 2019, 2020 is now in the White House. That's like appointing me to be an astronaut. And I've never gone to space. I've never took an aerospace class. I've never done anything with space. And they send me up there to drive a goddamn rocket ship. This is how asinine it is at this point. And it's not a conspiracy theory. And expect to see more backhanded down low shit to happen. Why all of it is happening? I guess we'll find out on the next episode of America because none of it is making sense. But what does make sense is what this boy said. And I believe every goddamn word. He didn't say allegedly once and he did not stutter. Shout out to Be Better, aka Marcos. Please, Lord, keep him safe. Because even though he is a Nepo baby, he's very Gen Z-ish, right? And at the very least, I think he may even be at the end of the millennial generation. But he sees things in his private life that normally wouldn't be discussed. And he's spilling it. The tea it's just hot. It's hot. It's hot. So shout out to him for putting his livelihood at risk because who knows what his daddy gonna do. He could cut him off. He would eat like if this was my son, and I'm not talking about like I would ever be involved in anything like this, but if this is my son and it was like dad took my son around my content creator friends and we're all sitting down and we're sharing like private information that's not known to the public about our lives, and then my child went on the internet and told everybody, I'd be pissed. I'd be upset. I'd be done. Like, you'll never sit with me again with me and my content friends, right? So this was very brave of him, and I just hope that there's no reparations put against this boy. That is all for today, YouTube. And if you want me to cover something, please tag me over on TikTok, or you can leave it down below. Send me an email as well. And until next time, y'all do good, be good, and stay safe. I love y'all down.